Let's go, G's. Let's play. Woohoo! Welcome back, G's. Yo, what's happening, G's? We have to celebrate a little bit, man. We have to celebrate a little bit. Good week so far. Everything under control. You guys have been crushing it. The group has been crushing it. I'm very delighted. I'm very happy to have you here once again. Ooh, one more time. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the streams. As always, my name is Lorenzo Corrado. It's a pleasure to host you on a day-to-day basis here on the live Forex trading channel. All right. We're trading gold live on stream for the past 2 years. We have done 400 live trades over the past 2 years right now. It's getting better every week, every month. And the experience, the group is getting stronger. You guys are getting wiser. The chat is getting more professional. And it's summer, geez. So I hope you have a good time so far with us here with LTA Concepts. If you're new to the channel, make sure you download this ebook. It's a free ebook. It's 74 pages wide with all the information for you as much as possible to just stamp it in, to get ready to be all aligned on the streams on a day-to-day basis here, making sure that you know exactly what to do with us when we take action together on stream. Sounds like a plan? I think so. Let's see what we have with us with today. We're going to talk about gold. Gold has been absolutely tanking. Absolutely tanking. So let's see what we're with us today as always. Thank you for the support, G's. Love you guys. All right. Daniel, my man, good to see you. Ronit, good to see you too. Jolene. Carlos, my man, welcome back. Welcome back. We have Rednick, we have Ronit, we have Rafal, we have Beef Burger. Nice. I'm hungry, G. Mike. Shimek, I was practicing that word. Yen Shimek. All right. Arya, my man, thank you, man. Good, welcome. Raquel, Max, Abby, Max Official, Cookie. Yes, sir. All right, let's dive into gold, man. Gold has been dropping hard. We're talking 700 pips from the top, roughly 750 or something like that. That's pretty big, right? It's pretty big. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's happening here. Why is gold dropping so aggressively? What's going on? Well, first of all right, we knew that the dollar was getting stronger. The dollar was pushing up here. That does not really help gold. That's one layer. The second one is this chart right here, the 10-year yield. Not yield. All right, I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to work on my English. 10-year yield, okay. 4.33% here is still pushing up here. So as long as this is pushing up strong, then gold is going to have a hard time. Gold's going to have a hard time here, all right? But But there is a but. There are a few key levels of support now that we have to take into consideration. Why? Because gold has been dropping around 600 pips. I think today it was around already since the opening price. Let me see where we at now. We need to know exactly where that is. Oh yeah, that's significant. Not a single retracement. Very, very weak. Yeah, okay, 400 pips from today. All right, from the daily open. That's big. That's big. So yesterday we were talking about the potential drop, right? We were actually aiming for a drop back towards the 2450, the 2440. We're now at the 2408. We're now at the 2400s. Okay, so yesterday was extremely choppy, right? We noticed that we managed to catch a nice winning trade here. Still, regardless of like the choppy behavior of the market, it just couldn't hold up. But the fact that it started to tank later on the stream, much later, heading it towards the daily closure, you know, we just started to absolutely getting destroyed, absolutely getting tanked here. You know, Titanic rituals, we call that in our group. Okay, Titanic behavior. Now we are currently below the opening price of the week even. All right, the opening price of the week, the Sunday open, is sitting at 2411. That's a very critical level to take in consideration. Now let's first look at the daily time frame. Okay, because this is what we talked about yesterday. We talked about that was that first bearish candle that we have seen. The top wick was set on the next daily candle, and there was indeed a chance that we would flip bearish. And eventually that's what we did. It took a while, but we came down, and we came down aggressively. And today was just one bloodbath, all right? All the way coming back down here, even lower than the opening price of the week right now at this particular moment, okay? So that was absolutely, absolutely crazy. The fact that we were eventually coming down here, but you know, you have to understand that after 400 pips, of course, gold can drop further. But this is now the moment to pay very close attention, because the Asian session has been extremely bearish. The London session has been extremely bearish. It is a Friday. We are around the opening price now of the week. We're hovering around this right now. We might, you know, find some support, but we did have seen a closure below. So I really want to highlight the opening price of the week, which is currently sitting at 2411. Now, you guys know with LTA concepts, what we tend to do here, we also tend to look at previous ranges. So if that means a previous week, then you have to take that in consideration here, right? We call that the previous weekly POC, the value area high, the value area low. Okay, this is on chapter 3 on page 21. We call that the weekly volume profile. You guys know how accurate these levels can be when you tap into any one of those. Okay, so in this case, we're not that far off from the previous weekly range, right? We tapped into the previous weekly range right now from a Monday to a Friday of the previous week. And if we take that level from the left to the right, we draw the volume profile, we get the understanding of all the trades executed. And that gives us some data. And that data shows that this is where we bounced from on a Monday. That was actually the best trade of the week. It was the Monday value area high here, the previous weekly value area high. As you guys can see, it was our entry model 1 that we had on a Monday here. I was unfortunately not streaming on a Monday, but this was during the London session anyways. The second trade came after the retest of the Sunday open, right? So this was an entry model 1. You guys have seen that. Price shot up. It came back to the opening price of the week. And we caused another entry model 1 later on here. And that caused the expansion. And that was actually just the low of the week, of the current week. And we still have not broken the low of the current week. We might head there, you know, towards that direction though. So, you know, these are my 2 key levels now, because we're practically in it. Does it mean I'm extremely bullish? Of course not. Why not? Because there has not been any single signs of strength yet. So at the same time, when we look at that, we can think, oh, if we can get to the 2402, which is the previous weekly value area high here, which is always a great level because that was the best trade of the week, right? The best support that we've seen. We opened up, we tapped into it, and that was the low. Then you have to understand that this low, you know, has some significance. So if price gets there again, you know, I take that level extremely serious. But in order for us to look for, you know, continuation plays, or sorry, reversal plays bullish, right? You know, you have to get a better confirmation. So you need to see something like this again, where you tap into that zone, you might hold there, you push up, you reclaim the Sunday open, and then you can start coming up again. But this could easily be a fake move. So, you know, you could easily come back down, still make a move to the upside, like make people believe that we have finally found the bottom and we can still drive further down, okay? You guys know that entry model. If you know what the entry model is about, then which entry model we're talking about particularly, let me know in the chat, guys, because you guys are extremely updated right now, of course. So you know exactly what I mean. If we get to the 2402, which is going to be a major level, you bet it's going to be an extremely important level here, okay? That means that, you know, you're going to continue to drive down here, right? You induce buyers to step into the market and it says, no, no, no. No, no, no. We're just temporarily taking a little break to continue the price further down, all right? And that further down means the previous opening price of the week, which is actually not that far away. And that's at 2390. So I still believe that there is a chance to get to the 2390 if we get to the 2402 and if we do not show any signs of strength, okay? If we do show any signs of strength and we truly want to make that move back up, you know, the Sunday open is that level to look out for because this is the maker or breaker. You know, I don't like buying below the opening price of the week on a Friday. All right, there is a reason why we drop below it. I don't like buying, below the opening price of the week. We really have to, you know, break above it and flip that into support to then say, okay, listen, we have seen now the bounce. We have seen the retracement. We now can look for the continuation, and that's a bullish potential reversal play. But anything besides that, we cannot go against this aggressive move down. There is no way I would like to look at buys when the market is selling off, you know, for a specific reason. And when the, you know, the macros right now, the higher time frame, especially the daily and the weekly candle. Keep in mind, the weekly candle has officially flipped bearish ever since we broke the opening price of the week, of course. So, you know, to go against that would not be a smart decision from my side. I would not do that. I would not be comfortable with taking longs when I don't get that confirmation of saying, hey, listen, now we have found the bottom here. You know, I need to see, you know, that potential, reaction. So this can easily happen. Let's say you bounce from it and people say, okay, a quick scalp might be interesting. Okay, we can talk about a quick scalp potentially if that's the case, but there could easily be a continuation play back towards the Sunday open, a rejection from the top to the bottom, eventually getting back to the 2390. I do believe that this is, you know, setting up. So I think that it's smart to stay out of buys until we really get a great confirmation here. And then otherwise, it's just not going to be relevant for us to take buys here. But at the same time, we are entering a strong level of support right now. And that's the 2402. And we're getting very close to that exact level at 2402. So the moment we get there, you know, you're probably gonna see a reaction from it, fam. I really do believe we're gonna see a reaction from the 2402. I don't believe we're gonna just, you know, instantly drop from it. But if we do, then, you know, we might see something like this. And you guys know it, that's an entry model 4 play, all right? That's an entry model 4. So, you know, there are tons of ways to look for sell continuations, but not selling into support either, if that makes sense. Now, when it comes back down towards the dollar is in that resistance now, all right? The dollar is, you know, finally starting to slow down here. As you guys can see, yes, we broke above the opening price of the week as well, but we didn't, you know, we have not broken that external structure yet, right? So that external structure means, you know, the top here, which is this high right now, it created a bottom, it pulls back into that high, and if that high is just strong enough to just reject, then it's gonna drop, and that could, you know, help gold a little bit. But once again, it's not just the dollar that we have to think about now, it's also this chart right here, the 10-year yield, that will also have to give us that same old confirmation. Now, the good thing is we are also in resistance here, right? You can see that now, the 10-year yield is also in that resistance, finally, after tapping into the previous high that created that low. So if you get rejected there, you know, you start to roll off, and this starts to roll off, you know, and gold gets to the 2402. Yeah, let's pay attention and to see where we can start looking for our entries, but, you know, try to go against, you know, sells right now and try to measure the bottom is a tricky situation, fam. It's a tricky situation. So, you know, sells are still relevant, but because you head into that, you know, local support right now, the low of the week practically, okay, the current weekly low, you know, we have to pay very close attention to the reaction. And if we start moving up and there is no follow through and we break the lows, I'm gonna enter short. I'm gonna re-enter short, but I want to see a fake move to the upside here if that's the case, a potential bounce followed by a reaction. And if the bounce is really strong, you know, that doesn't mean directly I'm interested in buys yet, but we might get there with a couple of other confirmations from the dollar and the 10-year yield. So far sells are still relevant, but we're heading into that support. So be patient, all right? Patience is absolutely key on this particular day, because you do not want to enter into in a falling knife, right? You don't want to go short when you hit that support, and you also do not want to go long to catch the bottom either. So price needs to show us some better structures, which can happen in an hour or something like that, or whatever. It can happen very quickly, but that all depends on the reaction, I think, of the 2400 and of the 2402. Okay, guys. So hold on tight with gold right now at the moment. The Eur Usd looks much better. If you start flipping this bullish, by the way, this is for the guys in our group. I know the guys are streaming, are trading right now. They're focusing on the Eur Usd. Okay, so be aware of the fact that if the euro decides to flip bullish, you might have something here for the Eur Usd because you claimed back the Sunday open. If the dollar is indeed weaker, then the euro is going to flip bullish. And you're going to flip the script here, and that can give you a really nice trade opportunity for the Eur Usd for the guys in our community that trade Forex as well here. Okay. So yeah, guys, keep it up. Keep it up. Okay. Benjamin says, be very careful today, guys. Global IT blackout occurred earlier in London session. Fixes are ADHOC at best, likely will affect the US session. All right. All right. Gator says, I used LTA from 2468. I'm still holding the sell until 2298. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Yeah. Lorenzo, yesterday's trade is still showing. I see that right now. Thank you for the comment. It's gone. There we go. Perfect. Void says a massive cyber attack is happening. Is that are you serious? Cyber attack. Tell me more. Tell me more.
If you're just joining us, a reminder of the top story that businesses and individuals around the world have faced major disruption from one of the biggest global IT outages of all time. To discuss this with me now is Joseph Jarnecki, who's a Global Security Research Fellow at RUSI. Thanks so much for joining us, Joe. I mean, the first thing I guess we've learned over the course of the morning from CrowdStrike, the company at the heart of this great IT outage, is that it wasn't in fact an attack by a bad actor.
No, so the reason why we've seen the global IT outage
what a timing
is CrowdStrike, as you say, a large cybersecurity company, has pushed out a product update which unfortunately has been faulty and has led to having conflicting configurations with Windows operating systems, which has led to the blue screen of death, as we've seen across many different organizations, many different sectors.
What a timing.
News, airlines, telecoms, etc.
When you say they pushed out an update, I mean, I guess lots of tech companies send us updates. How often do cybersecurity companies send updates? And is it a sort of massive rarity for them to make an error like this? In particular, if their job is typically trying to prevent outages, whether by updates or
it's a software issue.
I think there's a certain degree of irony that we can all accept and appreciate that a cybersecurity company has perhaps, as you say, been involved in one of the largest IT disturbances globally. It's very normal for any technology company to send out updates. Constantly, we try to improve software, improve systems, drive efficiency, part of the benefit of the digital systems that we all rely upon. There have been times in the past where malicious updates have been sent out which were not in the interest of the company, for example. This is not one of those incidents, but there are certainly considerations and concerns we have about those. Generally, for me, the whole issue underlines the key dependency we have on certain companies within our civilization, within society, on these kind of critical systems which underpin so many of the different functions that we rely upon.
Clearly, as we've been discussing throughout the day, this has only affected those organizations that use CrowdStrike and with it on a Microsoft Windows operating system, and indeed only a certain number of the Microsoft Windows operating systems. There are some that haven't been affected. Will all of those people have known that they also use CrowdStrike, or does it operate in the background from Microsoft? I guess what I'm saying is often individual PC users know when it says, oh, your antivirus software needs to be updated. I don't think any of us had to click that update button to be affected.
So there are roughly around 24,000 organizations globally that use CrowdStrike. There are far more organizations, obviously, that use Microsoft. Within those organizations, we can assume the majority of them are relatively large or care about security. In those contexts, we would like to hope or expect that people have an awareness or understanding of their digital ecosystems. So what kind of products they're running on their systems, what they rely upon. Unfortunately, it's the case that the level of cybersecurity maturity or the level of IT awareness that is mainstreamed across most companies is very low. And I would expect it's quite unlikely that most companies have a very strong understanding of all the different systems they run across their companies. It's also the case that it's incredibly complex and large technology, and we place a lot of trust in large technology companies to run these things for us.
I mean, not that share prices are the be-all and end-all of what this all means, but if we were talking, as we were earlier, that the CrowdStrike share price initially in the pre-market, what time is it? It hasn't fully opened yet, US trade, but initially it fell 20% after the CrowdStrike CEO came out and issued a statement and confirmed it wasn't, in fact, a cyber attack and they'd identified the problem. It recovered some of those losses, down 10% now. Does that feel to you, for a cybersecurity company, like it is the be-all and end-all? It's just going to be a roughly 10% hit to their reputation, their share price? Or is this much bigger than that?
It's very difficult to tell. I think that many people within the cybersecurity world, many people within the IT world are constantly amazed at the lack of accountability that large technology companies face when they make errors. I think a lot of the time people assume that it's a magical box of technology where no one really understands what happens, and then if a problem occurs, it's forgotten to the mists of time. What we're seeing here is an incredibly high-profile incident which could potentially have persistent long-term impacts, particularly, as you say, because it's a cybersecurity company. And we would assume that their focus is on the resilience of systems and on ensuring systems can continue to be operating regardless of kind of broader situational concerns.
I don't see the correlation, to be honest.
There is often not major accountability for these sorts of things. Is it because
still interesting though?
Don't fully understand? Well, you've been very patient with my ignorant questions here. So in that sense, I mean, is it because a lot of us don't have enough deep understanding of what does go on when we have these issues, that people not get away with it, but they perhaps don't see the repercussions as fierce as in other industries?
I think there's a lack of understanding with regards to what's gone wrong. Sometimes, and so people don't understand, let's say, whether or not it was a genuine, understandable mistake or whether or not it was a severe issue that should have been prevented. Additionally, I think if we look at the regulatory frameworks that are currently in place and the legal considerations we have around where liability falls in these contexts, there has not really been that mature a discussion as of yet, or the discussions are ongoing, I would say, around how we want to shape this industry. If we compare and contrast, for example, with aviation, with cars, construction, finance, these are sectors where there are kind of clear health and safety, clear regulations, and industry-led often codes of practice and ways of operating. We are beginning to see that emerge with technology companies. We are beginning to see greater accountability, greater responsibility, but it's also the case.
Yeah, nothing that interesting.
Yeah,
I don't really see the correlation here, but it's definitely interesting in regards to, the timing of these things always. Anyways, don't seem to be affected though. Let me know if you guys have had any issues so far, but no. I don't really see it. Yeah. Guys, what are you waiting for? Yeah, get back into the beginning of the stream. We talked about it briefly. We always do our first analysis first, and then, you know, we sit it out for a couple minutes, and then we reevaluate after every single closure to see where we are currently at. Okay. Benjamin says, this is why I say be careful. US Open may be really shifty because big tech will be hit with this. It is a mistake. Literally a bug with a scheduled rollout of an update. Okay. Thank you. Man, you know what? I'm way too conspiratorial with that stuff, man. Not too much. Like, I'm pretty, you know, precise, but, you know, I'm just saying. I never trust these things. I never trust it. Seems, everything seems like an accident, but you never know. Okay, we're heading towards the previous weekly failure high, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading towards the previous weekly failure high. If you want to know what we're going to look for, then go back to the stream, because it was a major reaction, or a very important level to take in consideration. Again, this set probably the best trade of the week on a Monday. This level, exactly this level. So yeah, massive selling off. Man, the yield looks very strong. This looks very strong. This 8-hour candle looks huge. Whereas the 1 hour on the dollar is definitely not as relevant here. This looks much weaker overall. Alex says, yo, I got in on gold at 24.13. Should I take profits at the previous week value high? TP is on the POS. 24.13 is above the Sunday open. It's a great entry. This was your entry model 4. If you guys can see it. This was a fantastic 30-minute EM4 play. All right. Let me know if you guys can see the actual play itself. I can show you guys one more time what entry model 4 is about, because it's not in the ebook. Once we're going to update the ebook, you will see this being included. But it's exactly the EM4B. You see that? You tap into your zone, in this case the Sunday open. You create a bearish candle, you create a bullish candle, indecisive. Then the next one fails to break the highs, and it breaks, and this is important, it breaks candle number 1. It's always a 3 candle play. That's that candle pattern that we're looking for, right? It's 1, 2, 3. It's that break of number 1. That is interesting if you do not manipulate the highs of candle number 2. If you do manipulate the highs of candle number 2, the break of candle number 2 is what we're doing here. This was actually the same trade we took yesterday. Also an EM4 play, right? We came up, we came down, we broke structure, and we wanted to continue to drive further. That's what you're seeing here, right? Exactly that same level. So where is your entry? In this case, I would say still below this particular zone. Why? Because this was the first actual touch into that into the opening price of the week. And right now you can see that the second candle, the third candle that came, managed to break below here and eventually close below as well. And you know, price started to just continue to drive further down. So that's your EM4 play from the Sunday open. Very clean trade. If you would have taken that trade right here, would have looked something like this. You break the highs, stop loss goes above the wick, and you target, yeah, in this case the previous weekly value high will be a 2-to-1. All right, a very clean, clear 2-to-1 play based on EM4. So instead of EM1, EM4 was the play. Why? Because the momentum, and we talk about momentum a lot here, was still very strong. Not a single potential retracement, amount of buyers stepping in. We can also look at the footprint data. You would probably see the same thing. just a potential short-term hold to see what you could find there. Okay. That entry would have been at 730, roughly around 730-ish right there. So yeah, anyways, we're back at the previous weekly very high. This is our next layer of support. So once again, the idea is practically the same thing. Are we going to look for something like this again? Is it going to happen again? It might be, it could be. And if the chance is that we're going to create some similar structure, then we should do the same thing and take price back to the 2390 to fill up that gap all the way down here. We have that gap right there as our target. It's the previous Sunday open. And you can see that price is still looking just way too weak right now. Not worth to put a limit order here. That's just guessing. That's just guessing and hoping for the best, right? That reaction is what we need to see. We're gonna probably see a reaction from it. You can already kind of see a reaction from it, all right? Especially if you look here on the 15-minute. But that candle formation, again, that 3-candle play structure is where potentially the trade will happen from. So now it all depends how we close. If you close below the previous weekly very high, then an entry model 1 continuation play is relevant. If you close above it, an entry model 4 continuation play is relevant, where you just manipulate potentially the highs, a fake move to the upside, followed by a continuation down. But you know, there is no way we can enter a short right into a move of, let's say, 100 pips down without a single retracement. But we also know that this is an important level of support now. So if we start closing around this level right here, we pretty much define how the candles develop. And with that information, I will be much more visible if you can have an exact same reaction as this, potentially like this for a continuation play, or if this indeed with more volume shows us a retracement. Buys are still extremely risky, no doubt. Why? This is way too strong. 10-year looks way too strong, even though it's facing some, current resistance at the moment here. Okay, this candle is going to close in 8 minutes. So is the 4-hour candle on gold, is also going to close in 8 minutes. So that's what you're going to see right now. It's a candle closure, a 4-hour candle closure, particularly on the Awana chart. And yeah, we will see exactly how this next 30-minute candle develops. And I do believe that once that's done, you will see with the US Open, most likely, if we can look for that short continuation play here. But no doubt, we're gonna have some support around the zone. But, is that enough to just, hold up here? That's just guesswork. So confirmations are the best and when the momentum is strong. We talked about entry model 4. We talked about the power of entry model 4. This is the 4-hour candle. So if you see the 4-hour candle closure right above it, and the next 4-hour candle pops up and it flips bearish, man, short the fuck out of it. Okay, if you see that break and we come up aggressively, we still manage to flip the 4-hour. That's your play, which kind of looks similar to EM4A, entry model 4A. You have entry model 4A and you have entry model 4B. Okay, so pay very close attention towards this zone. And yeah, man, that should give us the idea here. Yield looks very strong. Dollar looks weaker. So let the candles do the work here. All right, let the wicks do the damage and let the candles do the work right now. The candle closures do the work for us to decide what we're going to do. Raylan says, I'm utilizing the volume for a long time now, but I saw that you're using the correlations as well. Are you teaching this in the LTA VIP? Yeah, so currently in the LTA VIP, we're talking and we're specifically working with the correlations. This is our current phase for our students, for the people in our community right here, where we talk about the correlation in particular. We also have created an indicator that shows exactly what the current strengths and weaknesses are of each currency. It's a momentum play. We can by default see that the yen is weak and the British pound is catching up. The British pound is gaining strength. This is the limitless multi-currency basket strength meter. It's currently developed based upon the baskets, based upon the correlations, where we talk specifically about all the currency correlations that the custom baskets that we have built, all right, that show the strength of each individual currency. And when you understand the strength and the weaknesses of a currency, and you have established trend shifts, you're always going to find prime setups, and it's no longer you being always in drawdown, sometimes into profit. It's most of the time going to be the other way around when you fully get this and apply it with, of course, the LTA concepts that we have created with specifically the entry model executions, finding your key levels. Okay, so indeed, correlations are definitely king. And that's why we utilize that indicator now also to determine the momentum. And so that's why we have developed that. That's the current phase we're in with the group. And eventually, the next phase will probably be level 2 data. So the footprint data and all that stuff, it's super, super key as well. So step by step by step. And yeah, man, absolutely incredible. The guys are killing it. I'm very happy they're utilizing this. And yeah, man, a big shout out to Kellogg, man, for stepping up his game, streaming every day. You see non-stop guys are trading now in our group here, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay. Thank you for the answer. I'm ready to step up my game. When are you going to open the LTA VIP? Yeah, so next Tuesday we open up the membership again after being closed for 7 weeks. So we can focus on the results of our new members, getting new members in our group, right? Building more leaders. We're building out more leaders. We need leaders, right? I cannot just do everything by myself. That's how the game works. You build up guys that are legitimate, that are serious about growing, about, doing their thing. They step up their game, they start making money, they start showing their track records, they start stepping up over time. We can start attracting new guys in phases. It's kind of like a lecture, right? When you go to university, for example, you commit to, let's say, 4 years of studying, all right? We said, okay, you don't need 4 years, you need just 1 year of full focus, okay? That's all it is, 1 year of full focus. You have less than 6 months till 2025. So you can accomplish like so much in 6 months if you just, are focused, stay disciplined, and committed, right? The funny thing is it's summer, so everyone is chilling. Everyone is chilling. Everyone is slacking, all right? So this is the perfect time for you to get ahead. That's it. So the fact that you're here already, is absolutely key. It's absolutely key because we always understand that the summer months, trading, whatever. And then they get back to the winter and like, oh yeah, trading. And then the guys that are, crushing it have been, working without a single break, just being committed, knowing why it's so important to change up their lifestyle, to support their families, and to make a difference for themselves, man. We don't want to be stuck in that 9 to 5 all the time. It's meant for you to step up. It's a foundation to cover your bills, to keep your expenses low, to then step up your game. But we also understand that the world is just changing rapidly right now. All right, so that's why I'm very happy that you guys are taking it serious. So that's it, man. For the guys in our group, for the people that are not in our group here, like my question to you, who is fully committed to just crush the last 6 months of this year, all right? If that's the case, type in I'm committed. The live streams are going to keep going. The trades are going to keep going. But it's really time to get our shit together. All right? Great reaction from the PSG, very high so far. The next 30-minute candle will determine a lot. And then the US Open is that third candle play. That's probably going to be the entry candle based on what we're going to see here. So yeah, man, incredible stuff. Desmond says already committed. Yeah, you're already in, my G. You're already in. Dominic, You too, my friend. Yeah, incredible. Yeah. And also for the guys in our group right now, who's liking these correlations? Who's getting the hang of it? Who's building more confidence with their trade setups? Feeling that they're much more in control right now than before. That it kind of was more guessing, and now you have kind of a bigger perspective. It's only been like a week or two now that we're like talking about the correlation. I can directly see the difference. It's absolutely crazy. Directly after a week, 2 weeks of you know, every single day now, saying this is strong and this is weak. Why is it strong and why is it weak? Why do I make more money now? Well, you have a bigger perspective. That's it, right? That's why currencies are fantastic. You can cherry pick, okay? And we're gonna talk about how to do that with oil, how to do that with other commodities in the future, of course, as well, okay? But I can see the difference already in the group. Okay, we closed this 30-minute candle, which is an hourly candle now. We closed above the previous weekly value high. Okay, this is important moment. So at the moment we closed, okay? We closed above it. Now, does it mean we're just gonna flip bullish here? You know, absolutely not. This is not the confirmation for us to say, okay, we closed above the previous weekly value high, so we're just gonna go long right now and we're gonna hope for the best, okay? I don't think that that's a wise decision here. That 3 candle play is where it's all about to. It's similar to what we've seen previously when we tapped into the previous weekly value high on the 30-minute time frame. All right. If you truly want to be bullish here, you could say, okay, this is great. But keep in mind that the moment when we were looking for a long here, all right, on a Monday particularly, that was the moment when we were heavily trending up. We were heavily bullish, right? We were building out the trend right here. And we saw that momentum being extremely bullish, and it was simply just a, you know, a nice confirmation from it. The fact that we started to create that, you know, that upward momentum. We had that trend line support. We had all these things in our favor right now, or on a Monday. Whereas right now, you're driving down. We're pushing down aggressively. So it becomes much more interesting to see if this move can be a potential, you know, fake move, giving us the support, right? Building up that liquidity, making people believe we're going to push up further, and then still rotate and coming down here, okay? So that's what I want to see. I want to see a short-term bounce. I want to see the belief of people knowing, hey man, this might be the bottom here. So this might be something I'm interested in longing, and then, you know, giving us a push followed by no follow through and a break of the lows then in the next candle. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm interested in, to see if this is gonna be that local support that will show us that particular confirmation. Okay. Very interesting to see how we can look into that. Homeland says, I think futures prop firms make you a better as a trader due to the consistency rule. What do you think? Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. And the idea about futures, what I like now, you know, I've still not taken a trade, by the way. We are one trade away from being funded on that 100K account. The first time I'm actually going into prop firms. It's kind of interesting for me, at least on futures right now. So, but the idea is interesting. The consistency rule might makes it sound a little bit, you know, more difficult. But in essence, it's actually kind of interesting because you're forced also to keep your losses smaller. And I like that. I like that idea of cutting out your losses quicker when it's just not going in your favor, and capitalizing on your wins, you know, and not being that aggressive here. It's just not, you're not able to place any swing trades. You know, that's the only thing. It's not just a set and forget system. So yeah, you are forced to be actively working. How much do you risk per trade on your futures trade pro on top stuff? Just around 1%, I would say. Around 1%, 0.5 to 1%. It depends on the setup. But I'm cutting out my losses much quicker in futures. So you're gonna lose more. You will lose more trades, but you know it will be better over time if you look at it this way. So this is exactly what we want to see, G's. This is exactly what we want to see. We want to see actually kind of like a repetitive process of the Sunday open play, that 3 candle formation, to see if we can just you know, take advantage of that exact play and look for that continuation play on EM4, because you know, even though we might be holding support now, guessing the bottom might not be the smartest idea here. And the previous on the open at 23.90 is still very interesting. Very interesting. Why? This is kind of what we left behind here. All right, that gap, and also the previous opening price of the week, of the previous week at 23.89. If you start closing below the previous week very high, I don't see anything in between here that might cause an issue. So yeah, maybe the 23.93, but that's practically it. Holy moly. It's just so weak. Yeah, what's the next series level? That's the previous Sunday open. The 23.90. Yeah. With a small 23.93 in between. But you know, this closure is still absolutely key. Is the 3 bars play work for the opposite long trades? Yeah, so we have entry model 1 and we have entry model 4. Entry model 1 is you look for an uptrend or a downtrend, it doesn't matter, and you make a short-term pullback and you retrace to look for the continuation to the upside. That's your entry model 1 play. That's on page 50. Okay, works very well. If you look at the history here, absolutely killing it with entry model 1 overall. Absolutely killing it. Except for June, we know, you know, June was our worst month of the year. But for the rest, absolutely be killing it. Entry model 1 is right there on page 50. Right there. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. If the uptrend is there, you look for the pullback, you look for that continuation. So in essence, we're talking about a higher low formation, right? That's where entry model 1 comes very handy. Entry model 4 is much more about fake move, making people believe that we push up and then accumulate the longs to continue to drive further down. So just a short, you know, stop at the petrol station, getting some gas and just continue to drive further. Okay. That's how gold works, man. It's nuts. So what can happen and what we can build up in a whole week, it's like what we can build up in a whole week can be destroyed in a single day. that's gold in a nutshell for you. So the moment we started to see this high, right, and we started to see that first daily bearish closure, then the next daily top wick, that was the moment we said, hey, listen, I'm interested in shorts. That's why we took that short yesterday. But didn't we know that, like, you know, when we started to push up and push down and push up and push down, and we started to close 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles indecisive, right? This is the trade that we took. Short, but then 5 candles indecisive before finally making that move at I could say 12, right? 12 p.m. New York time. You know, that was just absolutely nuts here. So it took a very long time here, accumulated longs to then just roll over and just literally destroy actually what gold have been building up throughout the whole week. And this is again a typical weekly reversal play where, you know, you've seen people going in, making a bunch of money, and then becoming too greedy, and then just constantly thinking, man, I'm so big in longs right now. I'm making major profits. Everyone is happy. Everyone is euphoric. Wow, 200 pips, 300 pips, 400 pips. It's going to go to the moon. It's going to go to 2,600. And then boom, you get that drop off. That first daily candle should have been your exit plan. Should have been the move to say, listen, we got here. The 2473 was that reversal play. You know, that was the confirmation for us to just drive further down. We tried it yesterday. We tried to catch that move yesterday, but we only managed to get 35 pips just because of that choppy behavior, which is still, you know, in our favor. But, you know, that overall move down is, of course, that monster move that just wiped out all the longs from the week and just took all the money from the people here. And then it's actually very unfortunate, let's be honest, right? Because people are here, they're making money, they're happy, and then, you know, they want to cheer into the weekend, they want to celebrate, and then on a Friday it just gets absolutely destroyed. It's like in boxing, winning every single round, and then the last 10 seconds of the final round you get knocked out. Yeah, Lorenzo, I took that LTA trade yesterday. Thank you so much for your help. I know which one you took, man. I know which one it was. You took this trade. Unbelievable trade. Unbelievable trade. I was still very, I'm going to be honest, I was still very, very picky. That's why I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait for the New York Open to give me that setup for the continuation to the downside. But some guys took it indeed in London, where they took the Wednesday's range. That was the first daily bearish candle. The point of control, which is the previous daily POC at that time, it was called the previous daily POC. It was also the current weekly, like the whole week of trading. The most volume was traded there. This is where a significant amount of shorters came into the market, driving price further down. And you could see that the moment we started to get there, same level, right? 2473. If you take the swing from the low to the high, right? Same level, 2473. So the amount of volume of contracts that were executed short around the 2473 was nuts. So when price stepped into it and it showed you that entry model 1 play right here, man, that was the trade of the week in combination with the trade of the week on a Monday as well, by the way. The entry model 1 from the previous week very high. So yeah, that was that setup. So very, very interesting. So yeah, congrats, my G. Fantastic setup, fantastic trade, huge. And I think that led into a, I mean, I assumed you took some profits out, but that's, yeah, that's massive, man. That's big. Lorenzo, have you ever been knocked out in a fight? I've never been knocked out. I have been knocked down. Liver shot, actually, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Yeah. TV says, wouldn't be surprised if the weekly reflips bullish later. It will be a miracle, my man. It will be a miracle. It will be a miracle. The previous Sunday open though is the next level, guys. Yeah, this is just a falling knife. This is just a falling knife. Entering a falling knife is just deadly. I'm all in for short continuations, but you know, give us somewhat of a you know, in order to let's say trade right here, you can also take this on the lower time frame, right? You can also go to lower time frame, you wait for a bigger play, a little bit of a bigger move to the upside, you know, making sure that there is no, you know, buyers are getting, you know, interested in buying, and then again give us the follow through, not just a little bit, but just, you know, at least somewhat of a retracement, implying a fake move to continue to drive down, just to gather that buy side liquidity to then take it out later again. And Miner says you only live once, sell it. I mean, I've been there before in the past. I've been there before, my friend. So I get where you're coming from. So how many trades that you took this week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 in a group. No, 4 in a group. Around six trades, which were interesting, and I took another one myself, so 7 in total. Seven in total, no losses, 1 break even, 1 small loss. Cannot call this break even. 1 small loss. Sirius says, Lorenzo applied the same concept currency strength on silver and gold. Since gold broke the all-time high but silver was lagging, I took a silver short instead of gold. It was super crazy thanks to LTA. Yeah, man, that's beautiful to see that. And I'm very happy that you say that, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about a lot in our group. It's the precious metals, okay? The precious metals sector, all right? Gold, gold, platinum, silver, and palladium. Look at how these things are correlated here. All right, this is gold, this is platinum, this is silver, and this is palladium. We're gonna teach you a little trick in our group, guys. This is gonna be so good. You're gonna love this shit. It's gonna be amazing when you take action here. So, for example, if you feel that you missed the boat on gold, right? Because gold gave you that structure. These other commodities are lagging sometimes, all right? So it provides you sometimes with opportunities in a delayed format. So silver can, for example, give you that perfect example. So exactly what you described, that happened on silver later. So that's why, you know, same with palladium, same with platinum. These things are correlated, okay? This also counts, guys, if you trade oil, right? This also counts for the energy commodities as well, right? This is another layer. oil, natural gas, gasoline, and heating oil. I'm not saying that you should trade that. I'm just saying that you should be aware of it to see how it responds. And it gives you signals before the move happens on oil sometimes as well. So that's why this is such a good thing. Beautiful trade on natural gas though this week. But that combination of oil, gasoline, heating oil, natural gas is similar to platinum, palladium, silver, gold as well, right? So when you utilize that, you're gonna have so much more information. Once again, a bigger overview of what can happen to gold with the combination, of course, of the counter assets like the dollar, like the 10-year yield. When you combine these things there, is very interesting, right? Then you also have another one, which is what we call the industrial metals. We can take it to the next step, all right? This is copper, aluminium, nickel, and zinc, okay? On futures particularly is what I really like to utilize, okay? So if I trade futures, then this is what I'm looking for as well. Look at that correlation. Copper, aluminium, zinc, nickel, all these things are aligned here. So we apply that same method on currencies. We apply that same exact method right now also, in our group with commodities. But most importantly for now, still the currencies. We're gonna head into the other sectors as well later on. But the currencies are absolutely massive because there is always one strong and there is always one weak. When you determine which one is strong, which one is weak, it's up to you to decide then which levels to pick with LTA concepts, with utilizing the volume profiles, setting out your key levels and your execution models. That's where it comes from. So the bigger picture is what I love, what I'm passionate about. That's where I feel I'm getting my edge from, is understanding the bigger picture while implementing a mechanical system. So it's logical with the perspective combined, providing us with opportunities here. Of course, I'm still losing trades. Of course, I'm not going to be always winning. Of course, I want to maintain my 70% win rate, right, on average over time. But it just gives me a better feeling. I'm much more in profits than in drawdown because of that. And that's just what I like for my psyche. And I think you know exactly what I mean when talking about psyche, right? It's that feeling that you get when you're always in drawdown and you're luckily sometimes in a winning trade, and then you're screaming it from the top of the roof, but then at the same time, that happens only 20% of the time, right? So the way to eliminate that is by gaining more knowledge. And that's why I personally do not believe in one pair, one time frame, one instrument, always, because, especially not if you want to trade every day, because of the bigger picture. We're getting to that next level, fam. That's the only thing I can wait for. We're getting to that next level, which is the previous Sunday Open. Nothing can come down forever. All right, this is absolutely absurd. So at some point, the previous Sunday Open is definitely important. Okay. Hey Lorenzo, this is my first time I passed a challenge after I filled many of them. What is your advice for me to secure my first payout? Number one, congratulations, my friend. It's always a great feeling. Really, bro, I would say focus on the process right now, because I'm not sure if this is your first time. You literally said it. Well, if this is your first time, my friend, and maybe other guys in the chat can relate to this, the moment you're funded, your eyes open up, wide open, and it's like, dollar signs everywhere. And everyone is like, oh man, I'm funded now. I can make some money. If I make 10% a month, I will be making, on a 100K account, I will be making 8K net. I will get my payout. So, 10%. And you start getting obsessed with making money and thinking about how much money you're up and down and up and down. And it fucks you up. So what I want you to do is to forget about the money truly and really start focusing on the process of the trades themselves. and really try to get rid of that attachment towards the outcome and focus on each individual trade. That's where the magic will come from over time. Truly believe that this will, you know, give you more rest. Don't be too greedy. Don't risk too much. Keep it small. Build up your confidence and just, you know, start going step by step here. Okay. Well, congratulations, my bro. That's amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations. Who else is funded here in this in the chat? Sick. All right. 400k FTMO. Nice, G. Chris says funded with FTMO. Chat says facts. I got greedy. I learned the hard way. 10 out of 10 advice. Fantastic, man. You sometimes need to experience this and then push forward here. Vantage FX is going to have a proper program soon. Vantage Elite. I didn't know about that one. Funded with my FFX. Okay. I don't like funded. It's bullshit. Like trading with. I like trading with my own money. Me too, man. I gotta be honest, I like trading with my own money too, but you know what? I'm like, you know, fuck it. Fuck it, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try now to see what we can do here. And, you know, just get funded with the Topstep program right here. Testing it on a smaller scale, get some copied accounts now and see what we can do there. You know, get that loss trading, get funded, see how the payout works. And if the payout is great, get these 5 accounts, copy them and do the same thing. All right, we're not in a rush, but yeah, man. What did it say so? Live brokerage accounts are currently restricted from trading due to the CrowdStrike global incident. That's pretty wild though. That's pretty wild. Yeah. So kind of like the prop firm space, kind of like the good thing about the prop firm space now is when I started, you didn't have prop firms. Like it was just not that reliable. You probably had it, but I didn't even know about it. You know what I mean? So it came much later, it became popular much later as well. But I truly believe that if you just start out with a very small, with the smallest package or whatever, with the right firm, it can definitely teach you some stuff rather than putting in money, losing it again. Putting in money, depositing money, losing it again, right? That process over and over again. At least you know you learn how to manage your risk when you know trading with a funded account. And what I know the guys do is they get their money and then they put the money from their funded accounts into the real accounts, into the real life accounts, and then this is what they're trying to compound. So it could be a catalyst for faster growth if this is what you're after. You know, the problem relates with this. You have, let's say you have some money. Let's say you have some money. And you think, okay, I'm gonna just buy a big package because I have the money. Buy money. Bye-bye. That's it. Gone. All right? So it doesn't matter how much money you have. Prove to yourself first you can do it. Otherwise, you could literally go to the casino and put it all on red and hope for the best and see how it goes and just wait for the outcome. All right. So buy a small package first, build some confidence, regardless of how much money you have, and then see from there. You know, I do believe that. You can actually even trade demo accounts, right? Demo, FTMO accounts, which in my opinion, well, but it's still nice to get comfortable with understanding risk, managing risk, and being patient. What prop firm is the most reliable? Currently, I would say that FTMO and Funded Next are the best CFD props, no doubt. And for futures, I have not that much experience with it. So I wouldn't give you an answer, bro. I'm trying out Top Step right now, but you have a couple other ones. Apex, I believe. My funded futures, I believe. So I don't know which one is better. Yeah. Marida says, within a few weeks into your team, I can see that this will be a life-changing decision for me. Thank you so much. Shout out to Road to 200K2, Savage Trader. Yeah, man, this guy is crazy. He was trading for 20 hours a day. I told him to slow down. He just fucking nuts. Killing it though. He learned some lessons as well, the hard way. But you know, overall, I really like what he's doing. Like, that's the commitment right there. It's absolutely crazy. It's very, very good. Okay, there's one level in between, guys, and that's the... I thought it was that level. We have not tapped into that level yet. 2393. Keep in mind, this is the New York Stock Exchange open right now. So the US open here. So now it's gonna get interesting. Because this is just... But this was beautiful. Beautiful. Hey Lorenzo, what's your future vision for yourself and for the community? The future vision for myself is starting a hedge fund. Becoming a hedge fund manager. Hiring the right traders. Start attracting capital. And start killing it. And at some point, I want to go from a hedge fund manager more towards a portfolio manager, which means that I'm going to look at other hedge fund managers in the world. I'm going to pick the right hedge fund managers, and I'm going to set up a portfolio for myself and you know, divide my investments over these hedge fund managers. So I want to first gain that knowledge to then divide my portfolio over other managers in the game. So I see this as a fantastic step up on YouTube to gain also some credibility in the space and build out the most beautiful thing, traders. So instead of hiring traders, we create traders. That's where the magic comes from. So by creating traders, it's better to create them instead of to hire them, all right? Because that builds trust and that builds a fantastic community. So yeah, man, that's kind of what I'm looking into. Long-term vision, my friend. Long-term vision. Better to create them than to hire them. Ooh. US Open, geez. US Open. That previous week very high level. It's going to be so key. Fear says, how should I make up the losses more than 50% down currently on a funded account? So what tends to happen a lot is that the reality is painful. And what do I mean with that? The reality is painful because you are in drawdown. And it's painful to watch your challenge account or funded account being down in drawdown. And to get rid of the pain, you want to get to the conclusion. It's kind of you being in a fight with a friend of you, or your girlfriend, or your wife, or whatever, right? And you want to solve the fight. You want to solve the issue right away. Because you can't deal with being in a fight. Same thing. The reality hurts. And you want to get off that reality. So our natural instinct as human beings is by trying to get rid of it ASAP. Get to that conclusion. So what are we going to do? We're going to double our risk, triple our risk. We're going to take serious trades that don't make sense. But we just want to get an answer. Or I'm gonna lose my account. Fuck it, I start over again. I just don't want to feel this pain right now. I don't want to feel this pain. That's the worst you can do. That's the worst you can do. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Keep following the process, my friend. That's it. Buy now, be very careful, buy now, because yes, this might be the bottom. I'm not saying it's not the bottom, but at the same time, right? Like, we have not broken any structure yet. This has been a downward spiral forever. So in order to really flip the script here, it really needs to show us that we're actually bullish. And this is a series level to take into consideration. So is the Sunday Open. It's all extremely important. So yeah, man. I like the US Open here, but I mean, let's see where we get into. Let's see where we tap into. And if you do re-break the previous week very high, then fantastic. But yeah, that 5-minute structure is not broken. Maybe you could say on the 1 minute we start to break up, but that means nothing. That means nothing to me in this downward spiral. So we can gamble and say maybe this is the bottom, and let's hope for the best. Or I can wait for the right moment to. Whereas look at Bitcoin. I mean, I love Bitcoin. However, the only problem with Bitcoin is, my friend, and this is super key. Bitcoin looks super good, by the way, right now. For people that are trading Bitcoin, Bitcoin looks amazing. But there is a but. This weekly candle does not look amazing. Okay? I'm not a big fan of this, so it all depends where we close here. And we still have 2 days and 11 hours left for that weekly closure. It's not like gold, right? Where we close... this is interesting, by the way. It's not like gold where we close, let's say... on a Friday, you close on a Sunday here. So that weekly closure is going to be so important. All right. Five-minute time frame. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, the 4 hour looks looks very interesting, but yeah, man. This is why gold is pushing up, by the way. So that's a great reflection. It's this this hourly candle right now, and think about this. This is now currently the 1 hour candle on the 10-year yield that's breaking above that resistance. We broke above that resistance and we now are pushing back into it and testing it as support. So if this becomes support, then gold is gonna come down again. Lorenzo, imagine if this weekly candle flipping bullish today would be the first time, man. That would be crazy. That means it needs to get back towards the 2411, 12, and at least break the 2415. So this hourly closure is where it's at. I will know from there. Lorenzo, what was your loss this month? Yeah, we had one loss. We had one loss, and that was the CPI news. You guys remember it. That was the CPI news. So yeah, that was just a pre-set-up news trade. Instantly taken out. So yeah, that was the loss. That was the loss this month. A silly news trade. Hot Potato Music says, I will never ever trade news again, ever. Yeah, that's what I said also many times before. I said it before. I'm never gonna trade news. I'm never ever gonna trade news again. What a crazy day, man. What a crazy day for gold. Euro is pushing, is it? Not really, man. No. Man, it's actually, you know, if you start closing below the Sunday open, it's actually short worthy. Even though you broke structure here, yeah, it's very interesting. The dollar is going to show its true tails today, especially with this. Look at that flip, man! Wow. If you had to choose one indicator for the rest of your life, which one would it be? I mean, the volume profile, but it's not really an indicator. It's more or less a tool. But no doubt it will be this one. No doubt. Such a massive move. This is actually kind of an interesting closure though. Because if you start closing this hourly candle above the previous week very high, you reclaim the Sunday open and you continue to drive, you set in the higher low, yeah, then it's actually next level. But man, that's just a wild guess here on the lower time frame as well here. So yeah, this 5-minute close is gonna be important, but most importantly that hourly close is gonna be absolutely king here. I want to see the footprint, man. A lot of buyers came in at 2400 and at 2396 as well. Same as sellers, by the way. Negative delta, yet we closed above it. This hourly candle now might close above it as well. If the delta is super positive here, it might be interesting. But what I take very serious is the fact that sellers are still super active here. So definitely a lot of trapped sellers now. Where are these guys going to put their stop losses? Well, most likely above the highs here. Wow. Sirius says it's better not to trade today. Not losing is more important than winning. Well, let's see how this hourly closes. That will be for me the decision maker. Lorenzo, what besides the commodities have correlations as well here? Yeah, so number one, we talked about it, right? The industrial metals, copper, aluminium, nickel, zinc. The precious metals, right? Super correlated. Platinum, silver, palladium, gold. If one of them randomly makes a big move, it doesn't have to be gold, right? It can be platinum, it can be silver, it can be palladium, or gold starts to come up aggressively. That's actually a beautiful thing. Gold started to come up aggressively, but silver was not following through. Why was that? What was happening here? Why is silver not following through? Why was silver creating that head and shoulders formation while gold was pushing up? It's kind of interesting. So, you know, super correlated, palladium, sorry. And if you want to go into the oil sectors, the energy sector, you have oil, gasoline, heating oil, natural gas. By the way, guys, if you guys are interested in, you know, listening to like some good music, let's say you wake up and you do your daily analysis and you want to listen to some like solid music, then go to this one, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's called Brain FM. It's called Brain FM. It gets you straight into the flow. It's insane. Check it out. Check it out. I think they have a website as well, brain.fm. But you know, they have these like 30-minute videos. You can put them in a playlist. You put 2 of them in. You say, I'm gonna focus for 1 hour. You put this on, and you get literally into a trance when you start analyzing. It's crazy stuff. So yeah, check out Brain FM. What about the LTA Spotify playlist? That's for executions. Brain FM is for analysis. That's for executions. But man, this week has been an absolute grind. London sessions have been absolutely fantastic. Who is enjoying the London sessions, by the way? For everyone in our group, I know you guys are watching. Who is currently enjoying these London sessions? We're gonna continue the grind, of course, also next week as well here. Our man Kellogg is setting up for Eur Usd long. I can see it. When we start flipping bullish here. I like the idea. If you flip bullish and the dollar flips bearish, I like the idea. That's awesome. Yeah, who wants to trade London with us as well? Using these correlation tactics, all right? We need soldiers. We need more troops. Some guys are literally, you know, from the United States, right? So for them, that's like, you know, in the middle of the night. they just are like, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna wait for London. For some guys, it's in the morning. If it's in the morning, it's by default fantastic to wake up with your morning coffee, do some homework, prepare for the streams, prepare for the rest of the day. And for me personally, it's in the afternoon. So London is for me at 3 p.m. And then New York is at 8 p.m. Lorenz, what signifies a buy to you? So number one, this hourly candle is important in 8 minutes. Because, you know, we could say that buyers are stepping in here. You know, this might be a potential hold. This might cause us to look potentially flip bullish here. I actually like this though a lot on the lower time frame as well when I'm looking at it. The fact that we're holding here is a great sign. So yeah, if you start to, this is kind of the resistance that we're seeing, right? So it's kind of this level. It's on the lower time frame. It's the 2405. That means you have to break the previous candle high. Kind of an interesting formation if that's the case on the lower time frame. Are you planning to take a trade or you do not trade on Fridays? I'm always planning to take a trade, but at the same time I'm also here to win. You know, like everyone else. So I'm here to win. So of course, but it has to make sense. Let's see if something like that. This is way too strong. Hourly closure above the previous week very high would help. But again, that previous week very high level is important. You can see that we are hovering around it. That's no surprise. Of course, we swiped the lows aggressively here. But at the same time, we knew that the previous week very high would cause some friction. So if we close above it on the hourly time frame again, then you have practically 2 hourly closures. And then I kind of look for potential chance of a small trade, let's say. And that is pulling back into the Sunday open and get out right away. If you close around the previous week very high here in like 6 minutes. Because on the 5 minute we can kind of confirm that, you know, that potential reversal where you start breaking up. And the next step towards the highs is around, you know, 64 pips to the Sunday open, right? So it's kind of a nice potential setup if you see the hourly closing above here. Next candle comes down, it sets in a wick, and then you break the 2405. right here. And you put your stop below the wick of that candle, of the hourly candle, and you take it to the Sunday open, and it's just a quick scalp from there. That could be good if the hourly closes above here and it's not already going, or it's not closing below. So that will be the only way. And what could happen is that you come up, you set in a top wick, you get rejected, and price continues to drive further. Down, but I mean, so. Is LTA technically a support and resistance strategy? I think that everything is practically a support and resistance, support and resist strategy, except for that real price action, setup. But that's also built around support and resistance, and not just always about candles. So it is for sure. It is for sure. So instead of, manually looking for these support and resistance levels, we don't have to look, because we have the information. And that's why we came with the previous week very high. We came with the Sunday open, the previous Sunday open, the previous daily POC. That's why, you saw that rejection there from that zone from a Wednesday. So that's why yesterday we started talking about shorts on the New York session. Power my belts is in 4 minutes, we'll know. Yeah, so we do have to understand that this broke out, this closed above it, and this is now pushing up. So if you start seeing this continuing its momentum up, guys, gold is gonna roll over. There's a big chance that gold will do that, especially if the dollar just doesn't move and starts to consolidate like we have done for the last hour. If the dollar doesn't do anything and the 10-year yield starts to break like we do now, gold's gonna have a hard time. So this looks way too strong. So this was at 9. Let's look on the 1 hour, the 1 hour low. This was yesterday at London Open, okay? Yesterday, London Open. No, actually earlier. It was Asian session yesterday when we set in the low here. Okay, so New York time, Wednesday the 17th at 3 p.m. Now let's go to gold. 1, 2, 3. It's around there, right? So this was the moment when the yield started to go up. Gold came back and it started to sell off from there. That was also the moment from the yield to start going, creating that higher low, and then going from there. So Thursday at around 10, 11 we started to go. And that's where you can see it right there. That was the last high before that massive sell-off. Exactly. So that's Thursday at 11 a.m. So if you look at the 10-year, Thursday at 11 a.m., which is right there, That was that higher low. That was the start of that W formation, that bottoming, where the 10 years started to come down. It created higher low and it started to go. And that was also the moment when gold was reaching and getting rejected there. And, you know, absolutely getting destroyed. All right, so the crazy thing is the hourly closed above it. So we have an hourly closure. Man, this is again a typical Friday, huh, guys? Wow. Listen, if you made some money this week and you're happy with your profits, keep it. Keep it. Get into the weekend, come back the next day, Monday, with a fresh mind, and just do your thing here. Okay? I can just say, if you made some profits, you know, this week here so far, then keep them. Keep them in your profit, in your pockets right now. Don't let the market fool you right now at this particular moment. Okay? Just wanted to have that said. Ah. Lorenzo, the other stream is already stopped because they didn't see anything either. I mean, yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Resist, I'm done. See you on Monday. Yeah, I think I agree with you guys, man. This is way too tricky to time to short-term bottom here and try to get into a trade now when price has been tanking that much already. We talked about yesterday's short that we took. Man, that continuation now, literally anything is possible now with the New York Stock Exchange open. Trying to get into the mindset of, okay, this continues to drive up, so I still remain weak. But at the same time, you know, the conflicting information is that you close at hourly candle above it. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you start flipping this, okay, but even then, that's, I think, the best way. So I think it's honestly safer to just keep my money from this week in my pockets as well here, with gold now particularly. And I, to be really honest with you, recommend you to do the same thing, unless you're a degen, unless you're an absolute animal, an absolute degen. Then you can still get it and you can do your thing here. David says, you're right, yesterday was great for me, I don't want to ruin it today. Yeah, man. No, this is also a great moment to reflect and give you the opportunities here. Listen, if this was like a beautiful setup where we had, let's say, a wick that came to there and not lower. So not a let's say a 70 pip wick, right? A 70 or 80 pip wick. And it was just a short-term wick. Then I could say, listen, you have that triple play. That's an entry model 4. That's where we could start looking for our entry. Short based upon that reaction. Let's say the wick comes right there. You know, then it's an easy play to think about, okay, you know, the dollar and EUD are still strong. This is your EM4 play. You wait for that break and you go short and you put your stop above the highs and you target the lows. Now you have to break that wick and then you get into your next level. So that's a tricky spot. You created, you know, that wick above. You had these 2 hourly closure above at the same time as well. But also the yield closed above as well. A very conflicting information. This is in my opinion trap city. We call that trap city. So I'm gonna stay out with this one, G's. And you know, keep our winning streak alive once again. Is the patience the secret? It's not always the patience, right? Sometimes we enter a trade right away. Yesterday, boom, right away. The day before, right away, right? We took 2 trades at the beginning of the stream. I mean, it all depends. It all depends on the setup. I mean, patience, no patience needed if the setup is there. No patience needed. So it all depends here. Okay. Gavin says, Lorenzo, 1 giveaway. Yo, listen, if Gavin says, let's do 1 giveaway, we do 1 giveaway. What do you guys think, G's? To close out the week strong, to get you guys into the group. And maybe you can still join us around the way then. Finish off the New York session there with the guys that are utilizing the correlations and everything. Maybe your first exposure to it, if you're interested in it. So we could do 1 giveaway, G's. What do you guys think? You're interested in it? Let's close the week strong, man. Let's make it happen. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. Cool. So yes, simple. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's put in a giveaway for this closure of the week. We all made some money together throughout this week. We can do now a giveaway to close the week strong. We come back next week even stronger. And you know, this aggressive move for gold can also be a big opportunity next week as well. Throughout Asia and London, and the market starts to develop, the next New York session is then always very interesting. Especially. So yeah, man, it's gonna be huge. So yes, who's fully committed to crush the last half of the year? Type in I'm committed. And then let's do LTA VIP for your keyword as well here. Type it in once. We don't want spammers. We don't need spammers. We just want to get you into the selection process so we can just give away the access to our group here. Okay? So what are you going to get? Well, number 1, you're going to trade with us all day long. We don't stop. We have guys here that are trailing it. We're more leaders stepping up. We have particular methods implemented. Okay, the correlation methods. We talked about it already enough on stream. You know the power of it. The guys know the power of it. So I want you to join. We need more guys. And at the same time, we have our our section as well. Before you join the trading floor, I think we have now like 40 people in the trading floor on a Friday. Before you join the trading floor, okay, I want you to look at not just the setups and all that stuff here. I want you to look at the series, okay? I want you to watch the series in full. It's 7 hours. I know it's a lot of time, but if you want to get it, you need to study this first, okay? So get this first. Go to the 7 hour story, get into it, and join our trading floor then. Let's make the party happen, man. Let's get you guys in. All right? Results speak louder than words. All right? So we want you to be on this side. That's what it is. Okay? That's what it is. That's what it is. And you know what else? If it's not interesting, then click on the other link. It's on the website itself. Okay? We should still have it on the website. We should still have it on the website. Then focus on this one. Alright? So it's either... Fuck it. No more time for jokes. Let's make it happen. LTA VIP, type it in one time. And then we can close down our week, fam. Close down our week strong. Yeah, let's do it in 30 seconds. Type it in once. If you type it in more than once, you're out. You're out. Okay? We have that filter. All right, just let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's go. Ban me, boy. Ban me, boy. Ban me, boy. My G. Let me know if you hear my friend. Congratulations, you won access to our private group. I'm probably gonna roll it one more time today because we're in a good mood. We had a good week. We're up. We're gonna do it one more time. One more time. Okay? He's there. He's there. He's there. He's there. Got your account, man. Open a customer support ticket in our Discord, right? Send me a message. I'll ask us some information. And then we're going to get you in, my friend. And I want to see you in the London sessions. I want to see you there. So if you're going to join me, type in a yes, I'm going to join. Because otherwise, we're going to give it to somebody else. Okay? Super key. Super important. I think you can be one of our guys here, okay? So make it happen. In the meantime, let's do it one more time. Romeo Libre, you're already in, right? I think he's already in. He's already in. He should be already in. I think he's already in. I'm not 100% sure though. Let's check it out. You know what? We'll find out. We'll find out. Legendary Potato. Congratulations, my friend. You guys are so unique with names, man. So unique with names. Legendary Potato. It's you won, G. Congratulations. Let's get you in the group. Aye? Customer support. Got your account. Shout out to you. Okay. All right, much love, G's. Thank you so much for this week. It was an amazing week. Okay, for the rest, we're going to open on a Tuesday again. We have been closed for 7 weeks straight. Everyone is lacking in the summer. You guys are not lacking. Very proud of you guys. The world is changing and everyone is partying out there. The world is changing right now. All right. So who is fully committed to cross the last half year? I'm fully committed to be on the streams this whole year round. My goal is 1,000 live trades. I said it before. full commitment from my side. I expect the same from your side as well. All right? Shout out to you guys. Let's come back strong next week. And let's keep our, winning streak alive. We don't care too much about losing either. But it has to make sense. As long as we follow our process, then we're good. Then we're happy. All right? That's what matters. So the only thing I can say to you right now.
You know we finally here, right?
Ciao, ciao, G's.